Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are decoding some old folk remedies for those incredibly frustrating nighttime bathroom trips that, let's be honest, just entirely shatter your sleep. Now, we aren't talking about prescription medications today. Instead, we're going to look at 5 simple, at-home methods, and we're going to reveal the surprising, honestly fascinating body mechanics behind exactly why they actually work. You know, waking up once to use the bathroom, well, that's an annoying interruption. Waking up twice is definitely frustrating, but 3 times a night? No way! At that point, your sleep cycle is officially ruined. You spend the next day in this dense brain fog, right? Just dragging yourself around, half awake, desperately relying on coffee just to function. It completely drains your energy, it tanks your mood, and it kind of makes every daytime task feel like an uphill battle.
Which leads to a question that so many of us quietly ask ourselves at, 3 a.m. Is this simply how life is going to be from now on? Okay, let's dive into this. Because the empowering answer is a resounding no. You absolutely do not have to just accept exhaustion as your new normal. We're going to explore a collection of old grandmother's kitchen table remedies. These are incredibly simple fixes that have really stood the test of time, long before modern drugstores were on every single corner.
So, our roadmap for today covers the nighttime bathroom trap, the Vicks Vapor Rub trick, timing your fluids right, food for bladder control, the muscle relaxer, and finally, safety and next steps. We'll be logically breaking down physical tricks, postural changes, nutritional fixes, and of course, some critical safety notes.
Section 1. The nighttime bathroom trap, finding relief without the pharmacy. So, long before there was a pill for every little ache and pain, regular folks had to figure out highly effective solutions just out of pure necessity, using simple items you probably already have sitting in your bathroom cabinet or pantry right now.
Section 2. The Vicks Vapor Rub trick. A strange but effective folk remedy. Okay, this is undoubtedly the most bizarre remedy of the bunch. Honestly, it sounds like pure fiction. Smearing cold medicine on your feet to stop your bladder from waking you up? But here's the thing, it boasts decades of success stories from massive skeptics who tried it out of sheer desperation and were literally shocked when it actually worked.
The routine is incredibly simple. Right before climbing into bed, take a small dab of Vicks and rub a thin layer across the soles of both of your feet. Then pull on a pair of comfortable cotton socks and go to sleep. That's the whole shebang. But listen, it is absolutely crucial to use the original formula in the classic blue jar. Strictly avoid the lemon or lavender versions because the plain, strong camphor and menthol formula is the specific one all those success stories actually come from.
So what on earth do your feet have to do with your bladder? Well, your feet are packed with thousands of highly sensitive nerve endings. Applying that strong menthol creates an intense cooling sensation. It's this massive, loud signal firing up your spinal cord directly to your brain. Your nervous system gets so busy processing this massive cooling tingle that it pays way less attention to the quiet signal. And that quiet signal is that twitchy, low-level urge to pee coming from your bladder. Think of it like this. If you have a nagging headache and someone forcefully steps on your toe, you completely stop noticing the headache for a minute, right? The bigger sensation just wins out. The Vicks is giving your bladder signals some serious neurological competition while you sleep. Now you might be wondering why put it on the feet instead of the chest where it usually goes. First off, the thick skin on the soles of your feet absorbs the ointment completely differently, which allows that sensory distraction to last for hours. Second, it practically keeps that eye-watering menthol smell far away from your nose so it doesn't disrupt your breathing while you're trying to drift off. And of course, the cotton socks keep your bedsheets perfectly clean. Beyond the distraction effect, menthol rubs have this historic secondary calming quality that might just help an irritable nervous system relax. Just keep in mind, while some feel the magic on night 1, for others it might take 3 to 4 nights for the body to finally get the message. Section 3. Timing your fluids right. Beating gravity and hidden liquids. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens inside your body every single day. While you're standing at the kitchen counter or sitting at a desk for hours on end, gravity is quietly doing its stealthy work. It's pooling fluid down into your lower legs and ankles without you even noticing it. It just sits there, completely trapped by gravity. To combat this, we follow a really specific evening timeline. See, when you finally lie horizontally in bed, gravity releases its hold. Boom. All that pooled ankle fluid suddenly rushes back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys immediately kick into overdrive, filtering that sudden influx of fluid straight to your bladder, which is exactly what wakes you up at 2 a.m. to deal with ankle fluid from 6 hours earlier. The absolute secret here is elevating your legs above your heart for 30 to 45 minutes before bed while you're still wide awake. Kicking back on a recliner or propping your feet up on the couch gives your kidneys a massive head start on filtering that pooled fluid. Trust me, it is so much better to feel the urge to use the bathroom while watching your favorite TV show at 10:30 p.m. than to have your deep, restorative sleep interrupted hours later.
Now, right in the middle of that timeline is the famous 3-hour rule. Stop drinking fluids 3 hours before bed. But here is the big myth we really need to bust tonight. You have to beware of hidden liquids. Liquid doesn't just mean a tall glass of water. If you enjoy a late-night bowl of ice cream, a slice of watermelon, or even just popping some grapes while you read, your bladder is going to have to process that water eventually. The rule of thumb, if a food is wet when you swallow it, or it melts in your warm stomach, it acts just like a beverage. So try to finish that evening bowl of soup early and definitely skip those late-night grapes.
Section 4. Food for bladder control. Old European kitchen wisdom. We've talked extensively about what to avoid, so let's shift our focus to what we actually should be consuming. We're looking at a dark green, naturally nutty-tasting remedy straight from the pantries of Germany and Austria, pumpkin seed oil.
Now, what's really interesting about this is exactly how this specific food works inside the body. Pumpkin seed oil contains these unique plant compounds that naturally strengthen the tissues and muscles around the pelvic floor and bladder. When those muscles are weak or irritated, the bladder gets super twitchy. It starts sending panic signals to your brain that it's completely full when, in reality, it's maybe only half full. This oil helps settle that muscular twitchiness over time. Furthermore, it has a very long established history in traditional prostate support for men, helping to address an enlarged prostate that might be pressing directly right against the bladder wall.
Adding this to your routine is a breeze. Take 1 teaspoon of the high-quality oil with dinner. You can literally swallow it straight off the spoon or easily drizzle it on soup, roasted vegetables, or salad. But whatever you do absolutely not cook with this oil. High heat completely destroys the delicate, beneficial compounds that make it work in the first place. If you prefer chewing over oils, a small handful of raw or lightly toasted plain pumpkin seeds with absolutely no salt works beautifully too. Just remember, guys, this is a natural food remedy. It's not a harsh prescription medicine. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks of consistent daily use for the benefits to slowly build up. It's very much like exercising a weak arm at the gym.
Section 5. The muscle relaxer. Calming an irritable bladder. It's incredibly easy to forget, but the bladder isn't just a lifeless balloon. It's a complex, hollow muscle doing a strenuous holding job all night long. And just like cramped calves after a really long walk, or a twitchy eyelid when you're super stressed, your bladder gets tight and irritable when it lacks the crucial mineral that tells muscles to relax. And that mineral is magnesium.
Giving your body a little more magnesium before bed can settle that muscular twitchiness beautifully. And the best part? You don't even need to swallow a huge, chalky pill. You can simply slowly chew 10 to 12 almonds about an hour before bed. Chewing them slowly helps release the natural oils and minerals. Alternatively, you can rub a magnesium lotion directly onto your calves and thighs, or even enjoy a warm, deeply relaxing Epsom salt foot soak. Beyond relaxing your bladder muscles, magnesium also works absolute wonders for improving your overall sleep quality. It naturally deepens your sleep stages, which means you simply aren't as easily awakened, even if your bladder does happen to send a minor, quiet signal.
Section 6. Safety and next steps. Important medical cautions and a plan. Now, it is absolutely crucial to note that while these simple home remedies are highly effective for many people looking for natural relief, they are absolutely not a replacement for proper professional medical care.
If you try these tips consistently for 2 weeks and you don't see any positive change at all, please go consult a doctor. Persistent nighttime waking might actually be your body's critical alarm bell for an underlying urinary tract infection, fluctuating blood sugar levels, or more serious prostate concerns. These are medical issues that simply shouldn't be ignored if things aren't naturally improving.
So, the crucial point here is deeply knowing your own body's limits. For instance, if you are living with diabetes, you absolutely must meticulously inspect your feet for small cracks or open sores before ever applying a thick menthol ointment like Vicks. Pregnant women, or anyone with sensitive skin, always do a small patch test on your arm first, because that intense cooling sensation can sometimes turn into an uncomfortable burning feeling. If you have any form of kidney disease, it is completely essential to consult your doctor before adding extra magnesium to your diet or drastically changing your daily water intake. And lastly, if you do decide to use high-dose magnesium pills instead of, say, the almonds, watch out for stomach upset. That's exactly why we highly recommend starting with the gentle food sources we discussed.
Which brings us to our final takeaway for today. You do not need to frantically do all 5 of these things at the exact same time to see incredible results. I want to give you total permission to avoid overwhelming yourself here.
Consistency always beats perfection when you're using natural methods. So pick just 2 of these remedies to try out this week. Give them a full, fair shot. But it leaves us with a much bigger question to ponder as we wrap this up. If simple, everyday things like shifting gravity, a dab of cooling menthol, or a handful of almonds can completely rewire how our nervous system operates at night, what other vital signals is your body sending you right now that you just haven't learned to decode yet?